Stand by for a special announcement from the Owyhee County Museum.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fireside Chats with the Director. Here's a recap of what happened in March, and boy, was it a busy month. One of the first things that happened was the Western Idaho Model T Club came down to the museum and helped me work on our 1915 Ford Model T. We found that it was running on only 3 cylinders instead of 4, and the cause of that was due to a broken wire internally, so we were able to rewire that, and now it's running more smoothly now. And the Model T Club gave me some pointers on how to drive it. So make sure to look for it this summer out front of our museum, and to possibly catch a ride in it as well. Another project that got completed this month was our John Deere tractor restoration. The 1940 John Deere B, which had been sitting behind the schoolhouse for about 6 years and not running, has come to a completion. The tractor was pulled out in December, and Bob and myself were able to get it running and prepped for painting. Jim Hislop stepped forward to paint the entire tractor for us if we got the paint donated, which we did from Campbell Tractor. Not only did they donate the paint, but they also gave us decals and 2 new gauges for water and oil. Jim got that tractor back to us mid-March, and we were able to get it all reassembled and running for our Spring Bazaar, which happened on Saturday, March 30th. Now that bazaar had a great turnout. We had a lot of vendors. The chili cook-off went great by MRW. And we had the tractor and the Model T out front for display. A couple weeks ago, Dan Yonke visited the museum here, and he was interested in our track speeder, the one that sits behind the caboose there by the depot. The old track speeder that dates probably to the 1920s or 30s has been sitting here at the museum untouched since 1975. He offered the museum $1,000 and to restore the track speeder. The museum has allowed him to pick it up and take it to the machine shop in Boise, and he is eager to get started working on it. He plans to run it on his small siding track there and also bring it down for displays and operation use during outpost days in the future. Dan Yonke has also helped us with our mine tunnel display. He donated 2 15-foot sections of rail, railroad ties, and extra timber. He also has donated a ore cart frame and wheels to go with the Silver City ore cart we have here at the museum. That will all be on display in Museum Room 3. Currently, our mine tunnel is pretty much finished. As you can see, the side of it is all boarded with wood, and that area will be turned into display area with signs and pictures about the Silver City and Delamar mines. As you enter the tunnel, you can see the rail and timbers and all the dirt floor. Eventually, we will be adding rock wall interior. All the way into the back is our main mine shaft and a small display area. That features a miner's helmet, a blasting cap box, and a water can. Eventually, this area will also be all realistically looking like a mine tunnel. Another new display in our Museum Room number 1 is a full display on the Boise, Nampa, and Owyhee Railroad. That's the railroad that ran from Nampa to Murphy from 1899 until about 1941, when the rails were removed from Murphy back to the Guffey Bridge. The rails did run trains from Nampa to Melba up until 1994. There will be pictures and information from Nampa to Murphy, including the Great Sheepwreck, the Guffey Bridge, Melba, etc. Each town will be highlighted with history and photos. The museum is also undergoing a retrofit. I'm trying to get all the lights in this museum to be energy efficient and no more fluorescence at all. Out in the office area and the McKeith Hall, we have overhead fluorescents. Eventually, those overhead fluorescents will be retubed with LED. As you can see in this room already, Museum Room 2, we have already done new lighting with LED. And in April, we will have Town & Country Electric installing LED track lighting in Museum Room 3, and that is the room with the Dewey Ore Cabinet, the mine tunnel, and Silver City display. So, what's in store for next month, the month of April? Well, we're not slowing down. Next month, we will see a school field trip of the 4th graders from Homedale School, and they will be getting a tour of the museum, the schoolhouse, our Ag Annex building, and the stamp mill. They will have demonstrations of the Model T and the tractor. Most of these kids probably don't even know how any of these vehicles run or how you would even start them, so that'll be exciting for them. Also next month will be our track lighting installation, and we're still planning and prepping for the big 50th anniversary of Outpost Days. That's right, folks. June 1st and 2nd, mark your calendar for Outpost Days 50, the Golden Jubilee. It's already been 50 years since the very first Outpost Day, and we plan to have a big one this year. We're going to have Civil War volunteer demonstrations, fur trappers, fun run, horny toad races, antique car display, stagecoach rides, a cattleman's breakfast. The list goes on. We've got all kinds of great entertainment coming up for that. So mark your calendars June 1st and 2nd. You won't want to miss that event. There are more big plans coming after Outpost Days. As soon as Outpost Days is over, we plan to clean out the annex building completely of all the equipment that we've put in there, get it so we can stain and paint the floor. That is the next big push. So we're going to need all kinds of volunteer labor to help us stain and clean that floor. And once that floor is done, then we can put all the equipment back in and move on with constructing interior wall and eventually enclosing it and in adding a lobby area along with central heat and air and more efficient lighting in there. So that building is far from complete. The exterior is done. It's not leaking, but now it's time to construct the interior. So we're going to be needing lots of help this summer with that. We also have a native plant garden going in April. Hopefully we'll have all kinds of native plant, Indian paintbrush, sagebrush, things like that directly behind the museum. So you'll be able to walk through there during Outpost Days. And also we're cleaning out the Marsing Depot so that can be open for Outpost Days as well. So lots of projects. If you haven't volunteered, think about coming down, signing up, getting us your name and number. And we look forward to seeing you more here at the museum. Well, that wraps it up for this Fireside Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed coming to you this evening into your homes. If you haven't visited the museum, please think about doing so today. We've got the player piano, a mine tunnel display, and eventually a railroad display. Also, come see that newly restored tractor that just got repainted. Beautiful job that Jim Hislop did, so very thankful to them, including Marge Tire and Campbell Tractor for pitching in to that project. Hope to see you here at the museum soon. Until next time, good night.
That concludes this special broadcast from the Owyhee County Museum.